Well, we'll see if that changes around. Rumble and Shen off the table. So no Shen for Hauntzer. Not allowed to play this one anymore. And instead, we wait to see what else comes through here. Yeah, I agree. Shen, or Sivir and Karma, right? Not only two high priority champions, very, very good at what they do. I personally love playing Sivir a lot myself. It's the late game carry. It's you know, every good thing you'd ever want. And TSM kind of aware of the fact that picks and bans are changing around a bit, and so they've banned away Rek'Sai from ReignOver. Make sure that's okay. No need to leave for Svenskeren. Sees Gragas is like the next premier jungler that most people think about. Hecarim, of course, still not bad either. And we'll see. Maybe Sona stays up.
Probably see like a Gragas versus Elise matchup this game. Something like that.
So would you first pick Sivir? There's obviously a lot of strats you can go for, but if this champion stays up, is that what you're looking to first pick?
I think so. I think TSM or Immortals are both. They'd probably both first pick Sivir.
If they get the chance. No to Leah.
Maybe.
Yeah? If Sivir goes away, is it Karma, or is that not quite high enough priority?
Yeah, they probably could pick Karma. They could.
They could. It's one of the options. There's many, of course. No Talia for Pobelter. Bjergsen doesn't want to play it himself. You can see, of course, down there the bans. TSM actually using many of the same bans they did before. No Bard for Biofrost. So now, the important thing is Sivir, Karma, and Sona all up from the previous draft.
Probably see a Sivir here, just because both supports are up.
And they were not a fan of the Bard safety from last game, because I think Bard is really good versus Adrian's champ pool, because he's playing those squishy healer supports, and a Bard ult on top of you is not what you want to have.
Oh wow.
Hecarim.
So Hecarim actually prioritized above Gragas with only Rek'Sai off the table. This champion is shooting up in popularity.
TSM might actually want to play just maybe Lucian into Sivir again.
Okay, and let him play the matchup.
Yep.
Well, it looks like Sivir is still not highly prioritized right now. Malzahar already locked in. The earlier hover we saw on the Sona actually makes a lot of sense. So highest prize support being Sona, highest prize mid laner being Malzahar, and the highest prize jungler being Hecarim. Talk to me about your experiences with Sona, what she's good at, what her fears are, favorite food, favorite color, you know, that whole thing.
Pizza, purple, and it's one of those champs that does die to ganks pretty easily, but again, her strengths are so high that it covers up for those flaws. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. So tell me about, like, what are these strengths? When you get Sona, what are you excited to, like, when you're the coach, what are you excited to have happen for your team?
Just the healing power, the trading power. You're basically guaranteed to win all of the categories in that aspect. And once you do hit 6, normally, like for Karma, for example, you don't bring the hard CC that Sona brings in those later on fights.
Right. So brings a lot of useful skills, even if you could die in lane. And there's Sivir Karma actually. TSM in a bargain almost, right? Like they got to take Sivir Karma pretty cleanly in that draft, which is still one of those very best dual lanes. Again, you're talking about the fact you can push, being one of the main.
Yeah, it's kind of like what they did last game as well. They're picking a very safe push out, pressure mid, and we saw last game get the dragon. So I'm guessing they're favoring for another triple Infernal Dragon game.
That'd be nice for them, of course. And Ashe actually into Sivir. I know what have you said earlier in the first game, like Ashe doesn't feel great in a Sivir, but Turtle's still willing to play the matchup. How come?
I think he just wants to focus the front line, take down Hecarim when he jumps in. Because, I mean, he doesn't really need to focus down the Sivir. He just needs to arrow mid, arrow Hecarim or Nara when they move too far up, and then he just hits that huge power spike mid-game where he just starts doing insane amounts of damage. But Sivir, I think, will just be able to do a lot more. And the TSM comp actually gives them a lot of mobility, so they can choose fights really quickly. And so Immortals has to position really safely around the Sivir Karma.
All right, so plenty of threat on WildTurtle and ReignOver in the back, or not ReignOver, sorry, Pobelter in the back line. And of course, DoubleLift, plenty of room to move around on this Sivir. The Karma helping out plenty as well. And yeah, we've talked about what most of these supports do. Plenty of utility on both these sides, the shielding, the healing, all great stuff. Better CC for Adrian, and now Immortals needs themselves a top laner to face up against Gnar. Anything you're looking at that's special here? Aurelia is kind of like the common one.
I don't know, it's just Huni comfort pick. And Rumble's banned, so.
Tom Kench. Tom Kench into Gnar on the top side, which now makes Turtle even safer. If he's afraid of getting dove, now he's got a Tom Kench to knock him into his belly.
They actually have like a double tank top and jungle, so there's not going to be a lot of pressure on that Gnar.
So you don't have to see ganks up there, okay.
You could see ganks off of Malzahar maybe roaming up. Depends on where Svenskeren ends up going.
Okay,
Because
but
it's going to be hard for them to like kill Tom Kench also.
right, so if you see less pressure expected top lane on both sides, you think, okay, maybe more pressure towards the bot side. Does this inform you in any way when you're like going your 2-on-2, knowing the jungler's probably more likely to be on your side of the map?
I'm trying to think of bot lanes too, though. Like, there's not going to be a lot of real pressure down there. It's like Ashe Sona, which is pretty even with Sivir Karma. Ashe Sona might have like a little bit of pressure just because they have like poke and I guess sustain, but I mean both sides are pretty even. They can just wave clear if they want.
Okay, so heavy wave clear for both these duo lanes. That doesn't really change how you're going to play the matchup. Are you trying to permanently shove and keep them under their turret? Are you trying to keep it at equilibrium in case you're afraid of like a Gragas or Hecarim ganking you? Like, how are you going to approach the 2-on-2 lane?
You got to worry about the new Tom Kench ult as well.
Okay.
How would you approach a Cop?
If I was who?
Either side. Pick
Either
a
side.
TSM
Alright,
side.
I'll be TSM.
Okay.
I mean, with Sivir Karma, they just want to wave clear until Sivir hits 2 or 3 items.
After you shoved the first 3 waves, right?
Yeah. Is this a 2v1?
No. Shove
Standard.
Pretend it's
every
standard.
lane.
Just shove.
Yeah.
That's all Sivir does pretty much. I mean, just run around. Can't really like hit tower under like a Malzahar, so pretty much just gonna see him farming.
It's always annoying playing with it and against it because you can't like kill the enemy lane and
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't kill him, can't be killed, get rid of the minions. Hopefully you'll have priority. And how about the Ashe Sona side then? Because we talked a little bit about what Sivir wants to do.
Ashe Sona. I mean, they just want to try to make plays. Maybe look for like arrows on mid.
Okay.
Maybe do like some Tom Kench ultis bottom. It really depends on where ReignOver is going to go and where Svenskeren's going to go. Just
Okay.
need to see, because that's where your whole team's moving. They go where your jungler goes.
Right, and once again, they're playing more utility-focused AD carry, so unsurprisingly, it's more about where your team's going. You know, follow up the Tom Kench, follow up the Gragas, follow up the Malzahar, or vice versa.
Like if you hit an arrow on that Zilean, he's probably going to die to like 8 seconds of CC.
Yeah, you've got a lot of things to layer against him.
So they can look for like little windows of opportunity there, and then we got this brutal battle going down up
Every
here.
single scrim I see Impact do the same thing against these 2 people specifically.
Nice. Gnar and Tom Kench being buddies. And okay, so we have ourselves a 2-on-2, guys. I'm excited. They're going to actually face each other in lane. Looks like the standard Gromp Krug starts. Do you feel there's any advantage being like red or blue side on these starts? Does it matter at all?
I don't think it really.
If you have AoE, it slightly favors the
Right, like this would be a little bit worse if these guys are doing Gromp, basically, Sivir and
pretty
Karma.
much, yeah.
Okay.
But not a huge deal. I'm just kind of curious, as I wondered if you had any heavy inklings. Biofrost pops the ulti early to start the cooldown sooner.
Get to see some standard lanes.
Yep.
Fun.
I like the 2v1. It's fun.
Yeah, we got to talk about it, and now we're into this game as well. So it looks like Turtle tanks down to about 2/3 HP than Adrian does, and sort of similar for TSM, Biofrost at about 2/3 health, and DoubleLift takes some more damage.
Give it to Sona.
Ooh. So level 2 early for Sona.
I
Definitely
would
want the
never
heal
give
early.
Bunny that.
Even when he was playing Thresh for the flash play?
Never.
Wow, rude.
No matter what champion I am, I get the.
Hey, when
Gromp.
we played, we split it.
Oh yeah,
That's true,
yeah,
that's how that worked back
true.
in the day.
Yeah. I like this one more.
I do not.
Solo XP to the AD carry.
Yup.
Well, they both managed to get XP in time. All 3 melees died, so they hit level 2. Congratulations. Ooh, the
Wow.
reflex
The
spell
counter
shield
play.
into the Q. Wow, this is really well played. So talk to me, like, Biofrost just has brush control. Like, what does Immortals do to, like, not get completely boned by Biofrost right now? Because he's gotten so much poke on them
It
already.
looks like it's just level, because it's level 2 Sivir versus level 1 Ashe. I mean, Karma pretty much, yeah, she just pokes really hard from long range, and then Sivir just follows up with a Q, and I mean, that just showed they got a lot of damage on Turtle, so he just kind of had to play safe until they hit level 2 on Sona. Or I mean, Ashe.
This is, like, really well played, too. DoubleLift is sort of ensuring he won't throw a Q until he knows, like, Turtle can only go in a straight line. He's not throwing them out until they're guaranteed. And Adrian's actually positioning to block, it looks like, monster Qs to make sure that Turtle's not getting hit by them.
Oh, they actually have a lot of lane pressure here.
Yeah.
Just some, like, DoubleLift and Biofrost just always, I don't know, they just play really aggressively, and they always just have this pressure, it seems.
And we just now saw the ward come out, the Trinket Ward from Biofrost, as well as one over the wall. Nicely done by Adrian and co to actually land that one. That was slick, but
I've known in the past as well that they've gone as far as Biofrost walking into the enemy jungle at this point, getting a ward on the jungler is that much pressure.
to make sure that they can keep playing this way. It's actually worth pointing out, I'll drop my own exposition here. Because WildTurtle and Adrian did the Gromp, they know Gragas started topside, so they know his jungle gank is at least 3 minutes to get down to bot side. So at 3 minutes, they ward the river. And like that's the timing, knowing which side leashed. So important ward timing, they know they're still safe. They What's actually nice is like TSM don't have to trinket ward their own lane. They only have to trinket ward the river, right? Like that brush is never gonna have an Immortals member in it, the one on the right hand side, right? So like they only have to stagger trinkets on the left hand side, which keeps the river warded for almost the entire time. In Immortals, they have to like trinket ward for Biofrost. They have to trinket ward to make sure they're not getting dove. It's like it's more than just the damage they're taking. They have to like waste wards. +9 CS right now as the 6th wave comes in.
Ooh.
Yeah, Siver's having a good time.
Bam! Oh, wow.
That's actually brutal. He's gonna
Adrian
probably
didn't
miss
get
a
to
wave.
stop it.
Cop would be tilted.
Oh, I'd be so tilted. I'd be like, I need to swap right now.
Is there anything that like Immortals did wrong here, or is it just like this is what's gonna happen to you in the lane? Like I'm really curious because like I would never force a 4-minute recall against like WildTurtle and Adrian, so I'm curious like you know the good choice that TSM made, the ones that Immortals screwed up.
I think Biofrost just landed a really crucial mantra Q, and that ended up like with Turtle being chunked, and so he just had to give up the wave. And then slowly DoubleLift and Biofrost get like more and more poke on them, so they're just gonna have to like sacrifice a little bit of the laning phase. Just maybe go for like a level 6 kill or something.
Okay, so we'll see if they can come back into this one a little bit later. Interesting choice right here. TSM make sure they match the recall. They shove that last wave in and then make sure they can get their own items. You never want to walk in a lane and have them have more items than you, because you were winning and now they waste 2 longswords.
Yep, and Turtle also misses the wave that got pushed in a tower. And it's even more brutal because your mid laner died now, so being this far behind kind of sucks.
And the most important recall for supports is not necessarily this one. It's going to be the next one when you get the Sightstone, because that's when you start working with your jungler to move in the enemy jungle to get deep wards to possibly set up a dive or a mid roam into a 5-man dive.
Can't wait for the 5-man dive. Just DoubleLift just gets completely wrecked. And again, wow, he lands both halves of the Q just off of the slow from Karma. Like that's a really good skill shot accuracy.
A lot of synergy in this lane.
Yeah, yeah. So
It's
WildTurtle.
like the most staple good lane.
Right, absolutely.
It was the double ban last game.
Yep. Surprised Immortals actually like gave it to them too.
Yeah, right. That's a little surprising, but it happened. Adrian, by the way, actually is maxing heal second. I don't know if that's actually common for Sona. I haven't run into too many myself, but he's got 2 points in the heal. Is that just for lane, or is that normal for Sona now?
It's definitely an audible for this lane, I would say.
Okay. I know Adrian was one of the first to do shield max first on Karma as well, right before she became popular for everyone else. He was running that, so he's always been a very supportive style player. TSM's like smashed the rest of this game as well, so like, at this point, can you even expect ReignOver to come bot lane, or is he only going to go bot lane because it's the only good lane for them? Like, what does this mean for the expectation of jungle ganks?
It's hard because I don't even know if they can do anything down here. Like they might be able to like Gragas, E-Flash, ulti into Sona ulti on Karma, and then like they still might survive.
Yeah, they have
Oh
the
my God.
CC to start a fight. Hopefully they can finish them if they do get a fight off.
Like especially now with Turtle at like half health.
Yeah, TSM doing an amazing job landing the poke.
It's almost double CS.
Yeah, this is super rough. This is actually just freaking brutal.
And this is like Immortals counter pick, so they're not actually having a good time with their counter.
Right, yeah, TSM blind picked this duo and it just did not matter. I guess the Sona was picked first, but even still, like, yeah, this is rough stuff. They were losing the rest of the lanes as well. 1,800 gold lead. Looks like DoubleLift just gets to push.
600 gold at 7 minutes. That's a big lead on Sivir.
Yeah. Yeah, we had the stats coming into the series. DoubleLift averages +8 CSD at 10, and WildTurtle's -1. And this is +28 instead of like +9.
Just
Like,
shows like
oh
how
God.
much help they give DoubleLift. And like
another
how,
double
yeah,
Q.
he's just safe. He just knows when to farm, and then yeah, Biofrost is just always there. So
Yep. Trinket Wards continue to go into the river. They are sure enough of what ReignOver's up to. He's actually invading deep down into the red buff, kind of looking over at what the Immortals jungler's doing. They actually don't have amazing tracking on ReignOver. It feels like they just feel safe, even if they don't have the
Yeah,
most perfect
TSM's
vision.
thought process is, I'm going to get you low enough to, even if your team does come, you're not going to be able to fight.
Mm-hmm. That seems likely.
See
And
what
here they
happens.
come, though. Pobelter's here. All right, Sivir ulti popped early teleport. There's the layer of CC. Silence lands as well.
there's Zilean ulti.
And Zilean saves it.
Yep.
And they're gonna
This is
That
like
is
what we talked about earlier.
Ridiculous. That is just so disheartening. They're just all dead. They're just all dead. That is obnoxious.
It's like they don't have enough damage with 4 champions to even kill a Karma, and it's just like impossible to win the game at that point.
All right, they got one back. Good job, Immortals.
Nice.
And it was reflexes, right? It was like, they're in Tribush. Run, pop ulti, run, TP for me, help now. And everyone shows up in time. They win a 4v5.
Yeah, like TSM doesn't need to even make any plays. They just need to wait and like just give vision control, see when Immortals goes in, and then just counterplay.
Wow. And they get Infernal. So TSM, what, like 90% chance they win this game at this point?
Pretty much. Like they're not gonna like do a huge throw probably.
Probably.
Probably. It could happen, but I mean TSM's pretty good at closing games out.
Yeah, they really are. So on both sides, we'll start with the TSM side because they're winning. You're up this much. Do you change anything about your game? Actually, let's just talk about this.
Yeah,
right?
this is huge here because the Ashe is at 30%, so they know if this Zilean TP comes in, they're going to be able to turn it. And he barely gets it off, and then they just hit the go button.
Yeah, like what does he even do? He's ran forward and ran away so far in this whole fight, then he just dies. There's like nothing he can do.
Yarnell's a monster.
Wait, what?
Yarnell is a monster.
Mr.
Kevin Yarnell.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys played with him on Gravity together.
It was fun.
Yeah. Is he the best ex-Gravity player?
This guy is right here.
Stop.
That's me.
David Robertson.
I have 500 confirmed kills.
That's true, actually. More than anyone else in your team, I'm pretty sure. Move like maybe facing relegations in Europe.
Friends move.
Come on.
Sorry, I'm
I
sorry.
don't want to hear that.
All right.
I haven't been watching his games.
That's fair. Actually, I think he got benched.
Oh.
I'm not keeping up on Europe as well as I should be, but oh look,
Oh, that's
we're watching us.
That's us.
It's us. We're awesome. All right, so here comes the dive. Svenskeren's gonna kill some people.
Zilean moving? So this could actually be like a little risky.
Yeah, they don't have Zilean, so they call it off, and ReignOver's doing some damage.
Ooh, that was nice ult.
Yeah.
They follow up on it? Oh,
Wow.
good.
While they slams up, it might get something. They got Pobelter. He's
They
dead.
got it.
Just kidding. He's gonna revive.
I wonder if they're able to turn this.
Oh, yeah.
Nope. That was here.
Zilean.
Just Zilean things. No big deal.
Here to just make you feel bad.
Yep.
That's a bummer. I know it's always annoying playing Ashe into Zilean too, because it's like, okay, I'm gonna arrow this guy, let's engage on him, take him out, and then it'll be a 4v5. But Zilean ult still a 5v5.
Yeah. Life is hard. Okay, so the question I was gonna ask you is like, we've all been in games where you're up like 10,000 gold and you still manage to throw. So how do you play to make sure you don't screw the game up and lose when you're TSM right now? Like if you're DoubleLift or Biofrost, do you change anything about your playstyle, or you keep on a smash lane just as hard as you were before?
The biggest thing is, and that's what I think they did earlier in that bot fight, was make sure you can match the number advantage. And before, they had the option of double TP coming in, and that's what they did to counter it, and it worked out perfectly. So they're going to make sure when TPs are up again for both sides, they're going to be able to match the pressure.
And Double just built a freeze right there. Didn't stop the recall, but okay, they're going to break it out now. But they tried for a second to like try to sneak through the brush and go for the recall stop. Okay, so make sure you can match TP advantage so you don't get 5v4 or 5v2 or whatever. That's a good one. And otherwise, yeah, they're mostly just playing lane pressure still and saying, well,
still
we're
safe
not
too.
this wave. Right, they're totally safe. Actually, Immortals have pretty good defensive pink wards. I want to point out that they've got one in Tribrush, one at Blue Buff, and one in front of Scuttlecrab, basically. So at least Immortals owns their own jungle. It's something that Adrian's tried to do, is make sure that at least TSM's not getting deep wards on them so that they can try to find the sneak gank, right?
Yeah, they just don't want to make any crucial mistakes. Just play safe, push out lanes, eventually group up, slowly build your lead, because now they're going to have a really big buy here. Oh yeah, since we were like Berserker Greaves? Oh no, just a little bit off.
Half a Zeal.
Just a little bit off.
Yeah, he hits at 700 gold. He needed another 100 to get Zerks.
I don't know, he's just going to push in bottom all the way, rotate mid, maybe get damage there, and
Yeah.
or even, when's Drake? Probably not for a while.
3 minutes, 4 minutes, something like that.
Okay, so yeah, they just want to push out bottom, force Ashe to rotate down there, because you want to just control where the enemy AD carry is going at this point.
Yeah,
Okay.
and their main goal is going to be to take over that jungle to make it so Ashe doesn't want to walk far up at all. Even past their dead tower would be dangerous.
Right. So limit Immortals' options by playing wave control, playing ward control, basically. Right. So it's Biofrost to make the sweeps happen. Ashe Arrow. Boop.
Force the flash, that's
I
good.
think Hauntzer might
get
die.
Hauntzer, yeah. They have ulti.
And he's done though. All right. So a couple things going back. Immortals only down 3,000. It's not the worst thing in the world. And Adrian gets a recall stop.
Yeah, they even brought him up here to kind of all in because bot lane was kind of a lost cause at this point.
Wow.
Yeah,
So Adrian roams out of the lane, says, sorry, Turtle, you're screwed. Tries to make a play with the rest of the team, does so.
And they just
That was
stay
good.
bottom. Just push it in. It's
Right.
an opportunity. Instead of going mid, they see there's 4 top, so just keep pushing. Zone Turtle a little bit, force them to miss even more CS. And they have a wave pushing into you. So you're just going to end up another like 10 to 15 up.
Yeah, you're seeing this. It's almost plus 50. It's like 45 right now, and that turtle, that turret's half dead. Turtle, I guess, as well, kind of is half dead. He's already got 1 death here.
Silver's just going to get more and more ahead too.
Yeah,
Right.
the CS lead could explode here. It already kind of exploded, but with Ashe, after this wave, it's going to start getting really risky pushing out bot.
Okay, so Turtle constantly has to be afraid of getting dove on. He can never really play past a point where Svenskeren might be behind him or Biofrost might be behind him.
And double TP. So
Right,
there's
yeah.
a lot of risk
Any
there.
deep ward just kills him with an R flank. So Adrian trying to play for ward control. Again, one of the big values of that defensive pink ward, it's kind of hard to clear. You have to kind of like hide against a wall and knock it down. So that stays up. Gets to clear some of these deep wards down. But yeah, like, and you can see now Biofrost able to roam away from DoubleLift, right?
Yeah, and
Go for the ward control with Svenskeren.
DoubleLift has complete freedom to do whatever he wants with that wave bot. You see him here, just trimming it. It's basically whatever he wants to do with it.
Ooh, blue buff actually taken by, looks like ReignOver. Had to body slam that to get it away from Svenskeren. And actually, DoubleLift push is really slow. You talked about him thinning it out. Did not shove right away, actually tried to make sure that WildTurtle lost more CS.
I think they realize WildTurtle's he's rotating. Just because they know he can't go down there. And Immortals as a team usually does this when they fall behind bot lane. They just always go for a top lane swap, look for tower, hopefully get an objective.
Ooh,
Yeah, they get a kill off.
Adrian almost stole it. What a scumbag. So this is nice. So Immortals are playing around the deficit by roaming out of the lane entirely, looking for other plays.
Yeah, it's pretty all in. Like if some of these plays did not work, they would be actually screwed. But since they're out working out, it's pretty good for them.
When they get the suppression on Bjergsen, he's just okay. He's gonna revive. But Adrian's here.
Oh,
He's
dead.
just there to join the team to get another kill. This is really impeccable.
Yeah,
Turret
they're
kill
playing around
back.
their deficit really well.
And it's get out of the lane,
And try to make
plays somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
And one of the nice things about playing Ashe instead of like Lucian or something, right, is
And she's gone.
Except unlucky because he died.
well, yeah, unlucky he died to a turret, but I mean, still, right? Like that's
He
a big
helped.
deal.
He helped.
He got himself a kill.
Yeah.
So yeah, on the inverse side, right? It's like okay, for TSM, kind of keep your control going, right? Keep trying to punish CS, keep the push up, keep the wards up, and on the Immortal side, it's like get out of the freaking lane and arrow somebody else. And that happens. So now we're in a game where we're only 2,000 apart. That's not bad. All right, well done, Turtle and Adrian. 4 assists on Adrian, actually, like pretty solid for him.
Still feel bad for Turtle.
DoubleLift up 65 CS.
Put in such a bad position. It's
a
like
large
nowhere
number.
he goes will he be like safe to just farm.
Nope. And that's the life he has to lead right now, is that, you know, he's going to be down in farm and he's got to deal with that and pick up what he can.
Hopefully the plays he does go for work out.
Yeah.
Like some have in the past.
I mean, the Narc kill. It's good.
Oh, we pulled aggro.
Lucky. He's
And he
watching
wasn't
mid.
watching?
He's watching mid.
Wow.
Unfortunate.
He just attack moved forward and pulled aggro.
Might have the how the screen flashes red when you're getting low. He might have that off.
Yeah. I actually turned that option back on because I realized, like, if I can make the game tell me things, I might as well.
Sometimes you just want to look at a fight, you know?
No, I mean, I get it. Like, I get that sometimes you want to, like, yeah, oh well. That's happened to all of us, though. You pan away, you just die for free. Unlucky. But yeah, Immortals have actually swapped their lane in the mid game, and they've managed to continue to pressure the top side. And look,
Yeah, they do
Turtle's
this really
getting
well.
smashed in lane and has a turret kill.
Yep.
He's gotten him back, but, you know,
He wanted revenge.
he got revenge.
I feel like if you watch them, though, they do this swap like every game. They're
Yeah.
really good at it.
And it feels like, to me, whenever I watch pro games, the AD carry seems to be the big battleground for turrets. It's always them swapping the AD carry to the turret they want to kill. And the rest of the team kind of supports that. Who's that call come from oftentimes? You've both played on pro teams. You've, of course, coached pro teams as well, Cop. Like, is that Turtle saying, I want to go top lane? Is it just, you know, ReignOver whoever is like doing the shot call? It's like, Turtle, you're going here? Is it different per team?
Something I like to preach is like if you can't get farm, you have to think because you're an AD carry, you
Right.
have to get farm.
Yes.
And so all you need to do is like think of, I mean, where can I go to actually get the farm and then just execute on it. So I mean, it's better than just sitting bottom and just sitting under tower, Sivir and Karma just pushing you and you like, still losing like 10 CS every wave. Or wait, that's impossible, but still.
But
lose
10
a lot
CS
of
a minute,
CS,
right?
yeah,
Like-
a minute. There you go.
Got you. 12
So
kills.
yeah, he just tries to rotate, maybe get a tower, get 800 gold for his team, help him out, and also get that 400 or 300 gold like onto the Ashe every time.
Maybe the
Hopefully
next
gets-
meta will be AD carries taking teleport and top laners taking the towers.
Yeah,
There you go.
Excellent.
I mean, it's really just about who scales hardest off of gold, and then who can, bring a who's good at flanking, right? Like that's what the summoner spell comes down to, and the lane priority comes down to.
I mean, flank on AD carries is pretty
Hey,
sick.
I've seen plenty of AD carry flanks. All right, every Vayne ever in ranked.
Just pick Twitch, TP Ignite every
Yeah.
game.
Oh my gosh, yes. That's the way to go about it. You ever played Jungle Twitch?
Yeah.
That has been going off in every single one of my games. by the way.
Isn't it just so obnoxious?
Yes.
It's great. Play Jungle Twitch, guys.
Please
Everyone,
don't play it.
everyone should play Jungle Twitch. Okay, so the lane's matched up, right? At TSM, it feels like them saying, yeah, we want to fight you 2-on-2. We're better at this. Let's go ahead and knock around WildTurtle some more. It's also them having an outer turret they can actually kill. And so Sivir goes there, of course, as well.
And they're matching pressure, both junglers. Clearly, Immortals' goal is to hold this tower. No pressure mid. Yeah.
Dive is in, though.
Dive it.
Nice two-man crescendo, but Svenskeren still killed off the Ashe. Now he's going to get revived, so Adrian's done. Wow, Zilean made this dive work so easily. Wow.
Dang.
3 for 0.
This is just showing the advantage in the bot lane for TSM. Like, DoubleLift can just do so much more damage than Turtle. Turtle has like a Hecarim on him, he can't do anything, he just dies. And it's like nothing Sona, Gragas, any of them can do.
Right, yeah, DoubleLift had a static shiv done, and he had no pressure on him.
And they double TP'd in, so it's just making it a
Yeah.
5v4 pretty much.
Pobelter never joined the fight, so you're right, it was a 5v4.
And I think Tom's TP was down for 20 seconds,
Oh yeah, it was.
I believe.
Should Immortals even have defended this then if they know TSM can teleport, and they know they can't join their mid or top?
I
It's a
wonder if they
5v3.
thought the TP was same time as the Hecarim or the Gnar as well. I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah, they TP'd on the same minion. I don't think Immortals could have told them, could have known it was both. But either way, yeah, that was actually an outright 5v3 cashing on a TP advantage.
They might just think that's the best opportunity they're going to get for like a comeback in the game.
Okay.
Just fight under tower, hopefully Ashe can get enough damage safely, but no, Hecarim just pretty much one-shot her. Nothing she could do.
Gonna slow into the almost double bomb. ReignOver is off the turret, and once again, DoubleLift is there at the site of the destruction. All three turrets have gone down with DoubleLift around. And yeah, that advantage continues to matter. 62 now the minion lead for the AD carries.
Also picked up a QSS, so Malzahar now can't really do anything to him. Or, yeah, to double lift. And then he
Right.
can also QSS arrow, whatever, if he somehow gets hit, Sona ulti, so he's really sick.
And I know how AD carry mains, you can touch on this, they would always love building defensive items when they are ahead because they're going to win the fight no matter what.
Yes.
More defensive items. Oh yeah, you're an AD carry too?
I am. I'm like roughly the same elo as Cop right now because he hasn't played as much ranked.
Yeah, we're the bot lane.
Yeah.
It's us.
But sorry, yeah, basically the way it works is, yeah, things like Bloodthirst from the previous game, the Quick Service Ashe here, like, Double still does more damage than WildTurtle does, right? Like, it's not even that important, but it basically removes more risk from the equation. You know you still win a 5-on-5. Now you can make sure you don't lose a 4-on-5.
Yeah.
The only way to actually lose this game is for double to get hit by a Malzahar ulti and not be able to get out of it, get bursted down, and then they like spread to the rest of your team.
Well, here comes the attempt once again, Sivir ulti and the Mantra Karma Shield. And there's out there. You talk about how safe it is. This is why, like, that was a pretty risky, like, if this was Ashe and Braum, there's dead, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Can't run away with your like 700 move speed back to your tower safely.
yep.
But touching on the build still, like, I think with Sivir, if you can, you'd rather go IE here, but the QSS just has so much value. Just because her 3-item, like her Essence, Shiv, IE is just like the biggest power spike for an AD carry in the game.
Yeah, I agree. IE coming in next is a big deal, just to make sure you kill everyone all the time. Pobelter getting dove. Adrian trying to help, but just not doing much. They just don't have this, like, yeah.
TSM just has the momentum on the game. I'm bad with that word right now.
And you got the momentum. Momentum, no problem.
They're just moving faster on the map. Immortals just trying to like react everywhere that they can, but it's just too difficult.
And the thing is, they had it for a little while, right? Like, they had the initial lane swaps before the lane phase really broke down. Immortals were quick on the play.
Yeah, it was almost as they were losing so hard, they took the initiative to make a play, but some worked out, some didn't, and it just ended up being a bigger deficit.
Oh, there's a nice arrow. They got the pick. Nicely done.
There we
Bjergsen didn't
go.
ult.
That's the Ashe.
All right, so Immortals still continue to get something once in a while. It's pretty slow. Looks like Svenskeren soloed the Ocean Drake, by the way, so that got taken in. And next up is Mountain number 2. And TSM have continued to get every Elemental Drake this series, actually. Only one Elder went to Immortals in the previous game. So rough stuff. I feel like TSM's winning by a little bit. 75 the lead now for DoubleLift. I'm just counting it because it's great. It just keeps getting worse. And it's just disheartening for WildTurtle. But yeah, like, basically it's like still Immortals hoping they can land the arrow, right? That's their play. Like, Pobelter can get a flash ult. They have like plenty of good playmaking champions. They just have to catch TSM out. And TSM, to basically stop that, just have to ward well, right? Svenskeren actually not with a Sight Stone, so it's really on Biofrost and Trinket wards. And that actually makes that job a little bit hard, I guess.
And that's why Zilean's such a comic pick into picks like Malzahar and Ashe, because when they do get the engage off, that one person's going to die, and if you get the Zilean ult off, you can completely turn around the fight.
Yeah, because they usually like burn like 2 ultis to get the pick a lot of the time. It's like Ashe and a Son or Ashe and a Malzahar.
Yeah, their whole comp works off those ultis, so if you just have something to counter that, I mean, then you counter their whole comp.
Looks like that's working pretty well, so TSM feeling good, as long as they have the vision that they need right now. Actually looking at TSM's wards, they're mostly around the river. They only have one deep ward right now, because there's only the one Sight Stone.
Yeah, they kind of flipped team comps from last game, so now like Immortals, only Ashe does damage really, and then like late game Malzahar. Tom and Greg is just being tanks, hopefully backing up your carries.
Pobelter.
They're hitting the go button.
It's pretty far in there. Might be a dead Hecarim.
He's actually going to trade. Okay. And ooh, that's a catch on double, but he got the revive from Zilean. He's trying to deal some damage. They might have cut this out though. Zilean ulti timed out. And Haunt's going to die for this. Maybe? Ooh. Nice double bomb. They got it. I mean, Immortals are actually playing the defense pretty well.
Yeah, TSM went so deep on this.
Oh, the bomb though. That was massive.
The QSS actually did a lot there. He would have died if not for...
Yeah, he got away from Crescendo. Yeah. Turtle doing as safe a damage as he can. Huni's dead.
Oh.
I think. Yeah. And DoubleLift under the turret just to make sure. Dang.
Is there a wave here? Nope.
Bjergsen is just gonna chill. Pull a WildTurtle, get away from the turret.
Can't get too much there, but they did get an ace, so that's... I mean, that's all they want.
Yeah, they get to reset. And they got mid-tier too, so they got some extra global gold. And yeah, it looks like it's a pretty safe reset. So if you're in the situation, you reset the map. Like what? Actually, we'll do replay first, I guess. So talk to me about, because actually I think Turtle plays it pretty well. If you want to talk to me about Turtle's choices actually coming into this fight a little bit late on the losing end of it, because it goes pretty well for a while.
DoubleLift actually spell shield
arrow there.
Yeah, he did.
Now he's just still safe, just getting ricochet procs everywhere.
I guess he gets a flash away from Hauntzer, so Hauntzer all in and doesn't do enough damage.
It's lucky the ricochet didn't go up or he'd be dead. This would look a lot worse.
Does Adrian pick it up here?
Oh no! Adrian walked into the double bomb and it killed ReignOver.
Happens.
It happens? That's a crucial mistake.
Yeah, and so TSM,
Would you forgive me, Cop?
No.
Yeah, that
you
was
killed me with
funny.
a bomb? Of course not.
Okay. Glad we got the camaraderie here. The over-the-wall dive, the fear lands. Goodbye, WildTurtle. Probably, maybe. No, he's okay. Oh, Sven's so dead.
Is he though?
Oh, is he though? Zilean.
Oh, Hauntzer might up.
Hauntzer's actually just invincible.
Oh,
and it timed out on Sven. That's a 2 for 0. Or 2 for 1, rather.
Pobelter is a genius.
He is a genius. 200 IQ Pobelter. DoubleLift with a sick pick.
Oh, they just went like way too deep there because I understand what they're doing. They can't really pressure like an inhib, and so they're trying to pressure off Baron, but Immortals just didn't walk close enough, and so they just overchased into tower. Just went way too deep. That could cost them a bit of gold.
Yeah,
Sure.
I don't think they'll do it again though, just because next is Earth Dragon, and they're gonna have 2 Earth Dragons, which is gonna be an instant barrier kill basically. So the fight's for sure gonna be around Baron next.
This actually started like back in like red brush over the wall. It's all the way under tower.
Hauntzer's flank was
Actually through the bait.
Yeah.
That's insane. Adrian does a really good job of like getting all the heals in without dying.
Oh yeah, he TP'd into base in that ward.
I gotta say, Adrian's positioning is super sick.
Yep.
Like, he got a ton of heals off. Honestly played it super well. He is actually, Adrian's actually 1 point Q, by the way. He's 5 points shield, 4 points haste in the one in the Q.
And that's something he's really known for, like Soraka's positioning. It's like impossible to kill him in a lot of fights. Because he's just so used to playing these
Right.
the safe
It's
supports.
this is his style. right? Protect the entire team, shield them all up all the time. And yeah, so he runs really fast, everyone else in his team runs really fast, and they get constant shields, because even though the heal's only one person, the shield goes to everybody. So he's giving them a lot of durability in these fights.
Mikhail's on Karma too, so that
Right.
Ashe Arrow is not going to do much here.
And actually, to talk about that, Bunny, I think Mikhail's actually might make more sense than Ardent Sensor because it's more mana regen, and Sona's so mana hungry. How do you feel about that?
In competitive, oftentimes you're backing for wards and fighting for control. There's not as many skirmishes, so you're not burning your mana as much. So it's basically just your one mana pool should be more than enough for the fight.
Okay. So instead, it's like maybe just for the Zilean bombs and the Hecarim Fear, just cleanse them off that. It's not so much. That's a good point, though. Yeah, as Sony, you're not scrapping nearly as often.
Yeah, because I know for rune pages in solo queue, it's nice to get some mana regen runes on, but in competitive, they wouldn't really be utilized that much.
Makes sense. That's actually a nice point to talk about. I hadn't thought of that at all. Svenskeren's pretty fast. That is a fast horsey.
Why do you think Sona got from Mikhail's? Is that just for healing?
It's the healing in the cleanse, yeah.
And Nar's
not a lot.
Probably going to get a stun off.
Yeah. There's 3 good stunners on TSM, right? Like Hecarim Fear, Gnar ulti, Zilean Bomb. All those can matter quite a lot. They actually
usually
kept
Sona's
WildTurtle alive.
like in that though. She's usually like in the brunt of that though. Like she's getting hit.
You can avoid a Gnar.
She could.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey, he's maxed his Song of Celerity, man. He runs fast.
So fast.
He
matches the Karma Sivir speed.
See, there you go. Maybe that's part of the reason, right?
You know all the ability names, Phreak. You're making me nervous.
Oh, unlucky.
Oh, kill it.
Devastating as an AD carry.
They're going through it.
Bam. All right. We'll see power chord, staccato, diminuendo,
the 100
or
CS advantage. Brutal to see.
It's power chord tempo for the E.
3.3k up on that Sivir. That's a big Sivir.
Significant. Highest goal in the game. Yeah, it is. It basically pays for a scimitar if he wants one.
I mean, all Ashe really needs now is just to finish that IE, and he'll be doing just as much damage. Maybe not just as much damage, but like still
But it's still comparable, right?
Yeah.
Like at a certain point, they're hitting this similar targets with similar items.
I mean, it's also like whose tank line will like fall first.
Right. Yeah.
And Tom Gragas.
And Sivir's not exactly a tank buster, right? You still cover your single target damage there in a lot of cases.
I think what's good about Sivir is you can also hit like other targets through hitting the tanks. That's why she's good.
Absolutely. I mean, you can see right there. He actually one-shot a minion wave 20 seconds ago, but I definitely agree. The nice thing is Adrian at least has like the AoE shield to make it like less brutal. ReignOver, he's okay.
Playing it safe, looking for any opportunities. Now they see Tom bottom. Could look for a play here.
All right, let's see what we get for ourselves. Yeah, so you mentioned before the fact that they have double Mountain Drake. TSM want to actually often start Baron because they can kill it very fast. Their damage high enough. And Immortals have to kind of play around that. Of course, there's still always the threat of an Ashe, always the threat of a Flash Crescendo. Those are things that TSM have to think about. They do have Mikhail's on Biofrost. He got that for himself, so he's actually doing the double shield build as well. It's Mikhail's into Ardent Sensor, so high CDR. He's actually at cap at this point. That's 40 CDR right now on Biofrost build.
Yeah, and TSM really wants to fight around this Baron. They're done diving towers, so it should go a lot better for them.
All right, no tower dive for TSM. They don't have the range for it really. They kill Baron fast, max CDR, plenty of shield power, both these supports. Looks like Adrian is going Ardent Sensor for his next major item. He just doesn't have as much money as Biofrost. And you're ready to die. All right, dive in. Hecarim on the back line. Adrian is actually totally safe, though.
Turtle's in a good spot, too. He's getting a lot of damage off.
Hauntzer revived. Sven's dead.
They might actually win this fight.
Feels like we're not getting a lot of Sivir ricochets. Here's the chance right now. Ricochets back up.
Ooh, double bomb.
Turtle. Good Biofrost by ReignOver. And Huni's dead. Turtle's almost dead. DoubleLift.
That's the Sivir right there.
Look at the shields he just got. He got like 800 health in shields. Oh, he's dead. Oh no, his passive came up.
Penta, maybe?
The passive?
He's gonna get it.
DoubleLift.
Pentakill.
Pentakill. What a League of Legends player. Nicely done. You know, DoubleLift's almost got 1,000 kills.
Didn't he hit it?
He needed like 20-ish to hit 1,000.
What's he at? What's he at?
At least 5.
Yeah, is that game?
I think it's game. I think that's the series. I think that's TSM securing first place in North American LCS. Plus
Sivir.
10. Yeah, DoubleLift's like very close right now to a full 1,000 kills in North American LCS.
You see a lot of Sivir team fights. They look just like that. Like randomly, it looks like they're losing. It's kind of weird. And then randomly, like
Everyone's
one
half.
ricochet, yeah, everyone dies.
And I'm sure all the fights would have looked like that if they weren't under 2 towers in the 2 previous ones.
Right, where they're split up and it's just really chaotic. So TSM 16-1, they secure first place in North American LCS. DoubleLift.
100%.
Yeah, because they 2-0 Immortals. So the best they can do is match at 16-2, which they own. So
First place.
yeah, TSM #1 team in North America heading into playoffs. Immortals guaranteed to be the #2 team heading into playoffs. Yeah, dude, DoubleLift and Biofrost freaking smashed that lane. Like the lane swap game was like kind of close. Okay, they had control. This was freaking brutal.
They've shown it like all split though. They've been just crushing lanes. Biofrost is like he's an amateur, right? And he just came out.
Yeah.
He's just a monster now.
Yeah, he played a little bit on Challenger last split on Dream Team, I'm pretty sure, and then joins TSM and is like top 3 supports in the league in everyone's opinion, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Like that's insane. That's incredible growth for a player, right? I know Bunny, like when you first joined the scene, like you were really hyped up as well. You did like really good on your first couple of splits. So like how do you be a top 3 support as a rookie? Like how does that happen?
I think it kind of just depends on how your team brings you into the series. I know with these guys on Curse, it was just like, oh yeah, Bunny, we're just going out and play some video games. It'll be fun.
Okay.
So it's not like any pressure at all, and he's just playing how he plays in scrims, I'm guessing, you know?
And that works out, right? Like as long as the nerves aren't really there and you're not underperforming, because all these players, you know they're all very good, right? These guys are all like, you know, Challenger, solo queue, whatever. Like we know they're very skilled at League of Legends, but bringing it to stage sometimes is very difficult. And so you're saying team environment being a very big reason for that. Turns out, you know, that this environment for TSM looks amazing. So, you know, got to hand it to Biofrost, DoubleLift as well. As a player, he said, yeah, last week he had an interview and he's like, I'm happy that like every single year I've always been one of the best players. Like I've always been one of the very best, if not the best AD carry in North America. And he's kept it consistently for like 6 years now, right, as a player. That's got to be hard to do.
He's shown it. He's shown how good he is. Like he always has like the best GPM, like most kills, most pressure, just everything. And he always like wins his lane. Always at least is fighting for CS, even though he like back in the day he'd like die a lot for it.
Right.
But I mean he'd still be up there in the CS. Like, he would have it.
Yeah, he'd fight you for it all the time, and that's always difficult as well. As like, and especially like any of you guys watching at home, like I recommend going back and watching that laning phase and just like seeing like the positioning of Biofrost, the positioning of DoubleLift when they use their skill shots, like you know what the wave looks like when they go in for it, because there's a lot of science to actually 2-on-2ing right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you touched on it on Bio hitting the Q and then DoubleLift immediately following up with the boomerang, and it just snowballed into the CS lead they had.
Yeah, so beautiful stuff right there. So guys, we're going to pick up again in a minute right now, or very soon. We will listen into an interview. We've got to, of course, coordinate with the other stream. So very shortly, pastry time, we'll be talking with someone from, I'm assuming, TSM at that point. So at some point, it'll actually be DoubleLift. I'm actually hearing that one now. So in the near future, you're going to be hearing from pastry time and DoubleLift. We'll toss that in a minute. Overall, it was just kind of celebrating the fact that, look, TSM look insane as a team. Their players playing really well. Again, if you're ever looking in the lane right, you can look at that stuff. But now, we do actually have Zilean with DoubleLift, and they can take it away.
Great cast on the day here with Double.